What's going on, guys? Tanner back here bringing you another video. What I got for you guys today is a lot of you have been asking for the full story of my roommate at tech school. I've given little tidbits and live streams, but I figured today I'd tell the entire story. Before we get to that, I just like to give you guys a quick shout out to our newest sponsor on our channel, Raise Energy. Raise Energy has some of the best zero sugar, zero calorie energy drinks on the market. They have a rehydrating formula that replenishes electrolytes, unlike other energy drink companies that actually dehydrate you as you drink them. The link in the description right now, if you use my code Tanner15 at checkout, you'll receive 15% off your entire order. And the first 5 people to use my code and show me proof on Instagram or Twitter, whatever it may be, you'll be entered into a drawing for $10 on Venmo or PayPal or Cash App, whichever you prefer. So the first 5 people, you'll be entered into that drawing. But without further ado, let's get right into today's video. Before we get into this video though, real quick, if before it starts, you guys could just smash the like button for me. Let's try to get to about 50 likes on this video. That'd be greatly appreciated if you guys could do that for me. Without further ado, let's get right into today's video. So I arrived at Keesler in October of 2017. When I got there, I had a roommate, but he was only there for 2 weeks. He was already out processing. So 2 weeks later, I had my own room. I was very excited. I had the whole place to myself. I had already gotten in my PC, I got a PlayStation there, I had my laptop, I had a TV and a monitor, and all my recording stuff because I was streaming on Twitch. So every Tuesday, you get new roommates. At least that's how it was when I went to Keesler. Every Tuesday, new roommates showed up. Now, not everyone will get a roommate. I knew people who didn't have a roommate the entire time they were there. So every Tuesday would come around, everyone while they're in class all day is just praying that they don't get a roommate. So about 2 weeks after my roommate leaves, I get a new roommate. After class, I walk back to the dorms, and when you show up, they have cards outside of the doors, and it shows who lives there. So it said A1C, or at the time, Airman Tanner Belfance, and then it said his name underneath it. So I'm like, oh man, I got a roommate. Hopefully he's not here so I can, go inside, and I didn't really want to talk to anyone. So I go inside, and I sit down at my desk, and I'm just chilling there, and I am sitting there on my computer just, watching Netflix and scrolling through YouTube and stuff, and he walks in about 30 minutes later. So he walks in, he goes, hey man, my name is, and he says his name, I'm going to leave his name out of it, but he comes in, he's all talking to me and stuff, and he has a bunch of questions right off the bat, which is expected, and one of the first things he says is, he's like, yeah man, when I showed up, I didn't know I had a roommate, and I was like, what do you mean, how did you not know? My bed's made, there's a PlayStation, a computer, a monitor, a TV. Like, what do you mean you didn't know you had a roommate? So I'm like, what do you mean? And he goes, well, like, I heard people leave stuff behind when they leave tech school. And so, like, I went through the desk and I found some of your papers and stuff like that in your phone. So I assumed that, someone actually lived here. And I'm thinking, this dude went through my desk? And I was so confused because I was like, what if he stole shit from me? So I immediately, I'm going through making sure everything's there. And I was like, why would you assume that no one lived here? I'm like, there's a bed, there's a toothbrush, deodorant, mouthwash. My wall locker is locked. And he goes, well, I heard people leave stuff behind. I'm like, you thought someone left behind, a speaker, a PlayStation, a desktop computer, keyboard, mouse, microphone, TV, laptop, monitor, all this shit. So you thought someone really left all this behind? And he goes, oh, I didn't know, man. I was appalled that someone went through my stuff on the first day of being there. And I just knew at this moment I was in for it for the next 6 to 7 months. So he sits down at his desk, and about 5 minutes later, he turns and he starts asking me questions. And he's asking me questions about the base and things he can do. And he goes, hey man, so I was wondering, is the beach off base? And so when you get at tech school, you're not allowed off base until you're in ITP. You're not even allowed to leave the dorm in your actual civilian clothes until you get out of BTP. So you have to pass a PT test and go to a briefing to prove that you're into ITP and you can wear your civvies and go off base. And he goes, yeah, my buddies and I wanted to go to the beach this weekend. And I was like, well, did you drive past the beach on your way to base? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, did you drive onto base past the beach? And he goes, yeah. I'm like, well, then why would the beach be on base if it's not behind the gate? And he goes, I don't know, man. I just assumed that it was, that was considered on base. And I'm thinking, there's no way this kid is serious. And so the rest of the day, He's just playing weird music. I mean, obviously it's normal to him. I don't know what it was, but it was just different styles of music, and he was being obnoxious. And so when you're at basic, you have to wear shower shoes, which are basically Old Navy flip-flops. So by this time, I'm already pissed off at the kids, so I told him, hey man, we still have to wear shower shoes. And so I think I have a picture, if so I'll put it on the screen. And I had this kid wear his shower shoes for like a week and a half before I told him that it was a joke. Because I was so annoyed with him already. Like, you went through my stuff, like I don't know if you took anything. And just the duration of tech school, I went through like all these different things. So one day I came back from class and he had beaten me there, and I swear on everything, guys, you know I'm very honest. This dude had purchased a back shaver, like it was like a wand like this, and it had this long blade, and it was like electric. And this dude's in the middle of our dorm like this, shaving his back over the carpet. Shaving his back over the carpet. We don't have a vacuum, so I made him go buy a vacuum to clean it. I didn't know what to do at this point. So a couple weeks went by, and he had a problem locking his wall locker before class. So if your MTLs do an inspection and your wall locker's open, that's a fail. Every Thursday as well, you do open air bed, which is you take off all your blankets and sheets and you fold them and you stack them at the end of your bed so the mattress can air out, so they don't have to buy mattresses as often. So he kept failing to do open air bed on Thursdays. He kept failing to lock his wall locker. His side of the room was always a mess, and he kept getting in trouble for it. So eventually the MTLs get mad because his stuff's always a mess and mine's clean and I'm doing everything correct, and they start to take it out on me. And they're saying that I'm going to get an LOC if I don't make sure that his stuff is done, because that's my job as his roommate and wingman, to make sure that his stuff is good. So one day, I go to get breakfast, and he leaves early because he was failing a class, so we had to go to class early for extra study time. And he decided that it would be smart to put his garbage in my wall locker. So what does any normal person do? I dumped it on his bed. You know, my bed is not, or my closet is not a garbage can. He dumped it on my clothes. I had a hamper full of clean clothes that I washed the night before that I didn't fold yet, and he dumped his garbage on my clothes, his breakfast garbage, his garbage from the night before, and I was absolutely livid. So I peeled back his bed that he had made, I pulled his comforter back, and I dumped the garbage on it. So he ended up getting in trouble for that, and he had to go and he had to write a letter to them about why his bed was messed up and all this stuff. And he was mad at me, and he's like, dude, what the heck? Like, I didn't leave my bed like that. And I was like, no, but you left your garbage in my wall locker. Like, I keep my stuff in very good order. I keep my stuff clean. Don't fucking do that. That's not cool. Like, I know for a fact every single one of you that is in here right now watching this video, you'd be pissed if that happened to you. And so this kind of stuff just continued for months and months and months. And it was just ridiculous. Like, he ended up getting very unhealthy while we were there. He failed PT tests, and I don't know what happened to him. I know he failed tech school and he got sent to another one. And I only know that because people that were there after me that knew him told me that he still had not passed Security Plus, and he ended up failing it 3 times, and they reclassed him to another job. And I literally, every day that I had to wake up and that guy was my roommate, I couldn't deal with it. And it was so annoying just to deal with this guy, because I'm a very reserved person. I'm very quiet. I'm very clean and stuff. And just having to deal with someone who's messy and obnoxious and disrespectful, it was very hard for me to deal with. You know, and I made complaints to the MTLs about trying to switch roommates or just getting my own room, and they never wanted to do it, even though they knew that he was a slob. But I just had to deal with it. And, you know, eventually I graduated and I got out of there, and I was happy as can be. But that's the story of my roommate. So if you guys wanted to know about him and what it was like and things like that, it was very, very rough. I will just leave it at that. But that's going to do all for today's video. If you guys did enjoy it, please smash the like button. Leave a comment of what you would have done in my situation, if any of that, you know, anything. If you've gone through tech school, you had a roommate kind of like that, just leave a comment of it. Subscribe if you are new. Turn on the post notification bell to know when we post a video. and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out. I love you all. Stay safe and have a great day.
I got a feeling you niggas don't like me. I'm talking vacation, this shit can get pricey. They know I'm the greatest, my nigga, that's Psyche. I do it, just do it like Nike. Needed some help, she started twerking. She said that it's mine if I go put the work in. I secured the bag and I bought her a Birkin. No, I can't swim, so I drown in the ocean. This is the math.